What's up, everyone? This is Zach and Rock from SquadCast.
And we help professional podcasters record remote interviews in studio quality.
Today, we're here to talk about the structure of podcast interviews. One of the things that comes up a lot in the meetups that we attend is it important to have like a script, or is it better to just free flow? You know, we kind of see Joe Rogan do his thing for like 3 hours, and it's like, okay, but is that the best option for all of us? And so we're going to walk through the 3 important reasons why it's actually best to find the middle ground, which we believe is an outline for your podcast. So Zach, what are the 3 reasons we think that podcasts can benefit from having this outline?
Yeah, so Joe Rogan's a real pro, so we don't really know when he's winging it and when he's not winging it. So for the rest of us, it helps to provide structure. An outline really can help to provide structure. And while the second thing is while maintaining flexibility in the conversation. And that, is for the purpose of being able to dig deeper into your guest story. So those are really the 3 things. Using an outline so that you can maintain flexibility and dig deeper on stories that are kind of below the surface on the questions or responses that happen in an interview.
So the first point is provide structure. So that's kind of like having a script. So what's like the downside of a script where the outline actually we think is better?
A script can be way too rigid. I mean, even with this video, like we're not using a script for this because that can really be like, oh, I'm off script, and you're constantly kind of hearing that in the back of your head. Whereas an outline is more like some talking points, like, okay, we eventually need to make it from here to here. And then also you can provide that to your guests in advance. That way they're not in the dark about this process, because we can often forget that they're not professional podcasters. They've listen to your show likely, and ideally, can kind of see a structure below the surface of your show, but it really helps to provide that to them, so that way, that transparency is there and you know where you're going in that conversation.
Right, and then that kind of leads into point number 2 of allowing flexibility. So what are the benefits of allowing that flexibility that a script doesn't provide? Yeah,
so if you don't want to be rigid, we want to be flexible, and that way we don't really know where this conversation is going to go. I mean, we're going to keep it within kind of, the big box of where your content starts and stops. Mm-hmm. But you really want to leave it open to kind of flow wherever your guest story is going to take it. And having a script can get in the way of that, so we don't want that. And we can maintain that flexibility by kind of just letting the conversation flow like you would in a normal setting.
Flexibility, you hear Oakland out there?
Yep, that's right.
We didn't plan that.
We stay flexible. So that really sets you up for success with digging deeper into your guest story.
Right, and that's point number 3.
Follow-up questions. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to script what a follow-up question would be. You end up in this endless list of scenarios and trying to plan for that conversation when you could just let conversation happen. We have it all with conversations all through the day, all in life. So like, your guests can tell the difference between a scripted conversation and a free-flowing conversation, and they also really want to hear stories they probably haven't heard before, so digging deeper is the way you get there.
Excellent. So that's it. So that's the main 3 reasons why we think having an outline in your podcast interview is important. It provides structure, it allows for flexibility, and it also gives you the chance to dig deeper and really find those interesting stories that your podcast guests they want to give you. So thanks again, Zach, for that. I'm Rock. This is Zach. We're from SquadCast.
Yeah, and you want to help your listeners, not be distracted and really focus on the story that your guest is working hard to tell your audience. One way to do that is to record your remote interviews and maintain that quality, so your guest sounds as good as or better than you do. So you want them to be able to focus on the story you're digging deep for, and you don't want the quality of the audio to get in the way of that. So that's what we help with SquadCast.fm. Check it out, and we're happy to jump into a demo or practice session with you anytime. Thanks.